Paul Doswell, 3-1 victory against Tonbridge Angels today. How do you reflect on the performance?
Very, very important away win. I thought that Tonbridge were as hard as I thought they'd be. I mean, they've hit the inside of the post on 2 occasions. 3-1's probably a harsh reflection, if I'm being honest. I think on the scoreline, ridiculous goal that we gave away in the first 3 minutes puts you under pressure. The reaction after that was good, with three very good finishes, but also he had 2 or 3 other chances after that. But Steve made the point that they wouldn't ever just sit down and die. And like I said, they'll feel that they could have got some out of the game as well. Weren't at our best, if I'm being honest, in my opinion. But it was very, very warm both sides today. And the most pleasing thing for me is we've got a win at a very, very difficult place, and they'll be fine this season. Looking at them, absolutely fine.
First half were great attackingly, second half were great defensively, because Tonbridge really did come back into the game and create a fair few opportunities in the last half hour or so.
Yeah, I mean, Ross has certainly made one very good save at his near post. I mean, great strike from the lad as well that's hit the inside of the post. If that goes in with 5 minutes to go, you're hanging on for your draw, I would have thought. So, it was a difficult game for both sides in the terms of, you could see that both teams for 20 minutes in that second half, I mean, playing in that 85 degrees heat, which it was today, was difficult for both teams. But listen, they're a spirited side, and I tried to say that on Thursday. Anyone wants to listen, they're a decent side, and they're very organised, but they've also got some threats. And I thought today was probably their best performance that I've seen them play, and that comes as no surprise to us how good they were.
How important were the conditions today? Because as you mentioned earlier on in the interview, it was very, very hot out there, and we know we like to play full-on football. Did the Hawks almost have to taper that in a little bit, considering the conditions?
Yeah, we spoke about it before the game. You can only press when you can, and that includes, in terms of your actual ability to go and do it, in terms of your mental ability to go and do it. But you're playing against a team today that get the ball forward quite quickly, and it's not easy to press. It's not easy to press against a team that is going to keep trying to get the ball down the sides. And they're good at it. And I thought their 2 wide men today were excellent. I mean, I'm talking about them a lot, but listen, we've come away from home. We got that brilliant little 12 points target that we were after 6 games, and for me that's a very, very good away result. Performance could be better, but I think if you start talking like that, it takes it away from, I think, how well Tonbridge played.
Danny Kedwell came on the last few minutes. How pleased were you to get him some game time there?
We felt we needed it. I mean, we obviously didn't want to, really. He was only put on the last minute after getting the okay-ish from the scan yesterday, but we just felt we weren't really retaining the ball up front virtually the whole game, to be honest, and that's again credit to their 2 centre-halves who I thought did well. But Keds was put on just to defend any corners, crosses as well, and I thought he did okay.
Saturday, Monday this week, we move on to Eastbourne Borough at Wesley Park on Monday. It's probably the only opportunity we get to speak to you about it. What kind of game are you expecting now on Monday? We know there's going to be a decent crowd and a decent atmosphere.
Well, I think you've got, Steve McKim and I have been together for a long, long time, and I think everyone knows in football how close we are. Lee and Sean have been at Havant for a long, long time, and I can't imagine for 1 minute they don't want anything other than to try and turn us over, which I'd do exactly the same if I was them. So, I still think it's going to be another tough game for us, but, it's important to get the 3 points today. How did they get on today, Eastbourne?
They lost today.
Right, how many?
I think it was 3-0 to Dulwich last time I checked.
Right, okay. They'll, regardless of what they've done in their last 2 games, they'll come to us wanting to do well, that's for sure. And we need to be as ready as we can. Given again that, I keep saying it, we're asked to play too many games in too short a space of time. We've asked the boys to recover as best they can. We don't see them again until Monday now at 1:15, but we're at home. And I said to you before, I think it's really important that our home form is wins. And as I said, you try and nick as many wins away from as you can.
When you play Saturday, Monday, how big an advantage do you think playing the Monday at home is?
I think it's more of an advantage in the National League. When you've had to say travel to Barrow and then you're back at home on the Monday, it's difficult. It really takes it out of you. The fact that we're in the south at the moment and you're travelling maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours up the road, it's not too much of an issue. I think Eastbourne travelling to us is probably no more than an hour and a half for them. So thankfully the actual travelling aspect for Monday won't come into it. It's just trying to play football in 85 degrees of heat. It's going to be similar conditions on Monday, and it does take a lot out of the players. I mean, I felt tired just watching it, and I was hot and bothered. So you underestimate how difficult it is to play in these types of conditions, and then you're complaining at the players for not doing certain things, but you actually look at their faces and they're like, you know, red and beetroot almost colour, and you think, you know, you've got to be a bit more realistic when the sun comes out like it did today.
Paul, thank you much, and we'll see you on Monday.
Cheers, Henry.